Hey everyone, welcome back to Cards in the Wall. This weekend is the greatest weekend in racing all year. That's right. This is the weekend of Memorial Day where we have the Monaco Grand Prix, the Indy 500, and then the Coke 600. Three big races all in one weekend, all on one day. And this is the last time in quite some time, from what I understand, that all races will be on the same day and weekend. I guess the Monaco Grand Prix is moving to a different scheduled date in the future, so I don't know much about that, but let's enjoy it while it's here. So this week we're going to take a look at 3 boxes of 2014 Press Pass. These are blaster boxes retail. You can see at the top there, one exclusive magenta parallel per box. We've opened 1 or 2 of these up on the channel before, but there's a special reason why we're looking at these. So you may know that the Coca-Cola 600 is going to be on TV, but this time, well, I say TV, but it's on Amazon Prime. So Prime is the next broadcast partner for the next couple of weeks, and Dale Jr. is going to be in the booth. So Dale Jr. is on these boxes, so I figured we'd take a look at those. But there's also a second meaning here. This is the product that contains one of Kyle Larson's first cards, the 2014 Press Pass Rookie, where he's at the table. We've pulled it on the channel before, but I figured we'd do a little search here for a couple more. So 3 boxes for 3 great races. Dale Jr. on the cover, in the booth. Kyle Larson rookie card possible here. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's start with this middle box here. I'll set these other 2 off to the side. This is a product that we've looked at before, and I'll give you a shot here on the side of it. So we're looking at 8 cards per pack. 4 packs per box. Looks like there's obviously some memorabilia and autograph chances here. But let's just go ahead and tear into this first one. You may be looking at the stuff that we have in the background today. So starting on the left, we have Mario Andretti. That's a Donruss Significant Signatures from 2017 Donruss. I picked that up earlier this year. So yeah, I figure, Indianapolis, Mario Andretti, how could you go wrong? And then I got 2 Jimmy Johnson cards. This one's 7-time champ. This one's cool. It's numbered 242 out of 499 with the gold there. 7-time champ. And this one here, JJ, the nickname variation. Blue, numbered 148 out of 299. So kind of a little bit of a parallel or a car number door match there. Jimmy Johnson's 700th race this weekend. And then, of course, Kyle Larson patch auto there that I got in a break of National Treasures. So, yeah, let's see here. Martin Truex Jr. starts us off with this one. I've heard that he's one of the commenters, Mr. Fuller, in the comments of my last video said that, yeah, Martin Truex Jr. and Tony Stewart probably won't be signing in things in the future. I hope Truex enjoys his retirement. Seems like he'll be leaving racing there in the rearview mirror. Giving back, Jeff Burton. There you go. That's a cool one. Let's take a look at the back of that one. There you go. Helping out the kids enjoy their time as much as possible there. Hot seat, Jeff Gordon. AARP colors there. There you go. There's a Dale Jr. Looking like he's ready to get into the car maybe. Chilling during qualifying. And then Eric Almirola there. But yeah, so this is an old product, obviously, 11 years old at this point, but, this is a special time in NASCAR, at least for me, because this is when I started getting back into it. I think 2013 was the first year. There's a rated rookie Cup Series card of Justin Allgaier there. But yeah, it was a pretty cool time for me. This is when I was getting back into racing, so I really appreciated that. And I tell you one thing, what I thought was really cool is when they got the bodies back to be, to look more like they did with the cars on the track. There's another Dale Jr. there. Hot seat with the old skull gloves there. But yeah, the cars really looked like the cars, that you would see like on the road. So I thought that was always really cool. There you go. See like you see the Ford Fusion in traffic and you see one on the track and they looked quite the same there. So I really like that. And, obviously had been a NASCAR fan when I was growing up. I mean, a lot of people were back in the 90s and whatnot when it was really popping off. There's a good Kyle Larson card. There you go. It's not the rated rookie or rookie one, but that is one of the first cards there. So we'll go ahead and set that one off to the side, following by Joanna Long there. Yeah, let's take a look at the back of this Kyle Larson. There you go. 25 starts, 0 poles. Top 5, 7. Top 10s, 14. Wins, 0. So that's the old Nationwide car right there. Look at that. Not a lot of sponsors on that one, but hey, if only he knew at that time. Of course he dreamt of it, but would he have known how things would have gone for him in the future? I like these old cards with the ground crew. They got the pit crew in action, tearing off the windshield screen there. That's pretty darn cool. Tire handler over the wall, getting the tire ready. That's really cool. I love those pit crew. Look at this one. Hustling around, front tire changer there. Jackman's still got to let the car down and scoot back around. Man, that's some great action shots there. I really like those. That'd be a nice nice thing to do in the future there, Panini, if by some miracle you're watching this. Snapshots, Marcos Ambrose. There you go. That's a, who's this? Yeah, Carl Edwards. Okay. For some reason, I almost thought Eric Almirola, but yeah, no, clearly not with the Aflac sponsorship there. There you go. There's another Dale Jr. Jeff. There's our pink Juan Pablo Montoya. And who is this? Hey, Jimmy Johnson. There you go. So, the 7-time champ, given his 700th NASCAR Cup Series start this weekend. That's cool. That's kind of fitting. That goes with the goal or the vibe of today's video here of, tying it all together with all these little things. I don't know if you guys care for that. I don't know. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting if you can kind of, appreciate like the history and the historicalness of something, or, kind of tie it all in like what I have with Mario for the Indy 500, and he was also in NASCAR. That's a NASCAR product, and Dale being on the box but also in the booth. I don't know if you guys appreciate that or not, but I like those little nods. Makes it more entertaining for me as well. So there you go. There's another Marcos Ambrose there, another Kyle Edwards or Carl Edwards. Is this the same collation here? I think so. Yeah, and then so this right behind here was where that pink Jimmy Johnson was, or the magenta one rather. So, Parker Kligerman, look at that. Mr. Cool with his hat on backwards. There you go. Replay, Jimmy Johnson. So, which race was this a replay of? April 7th, Martinsville, 2013. There you go. That's cool. These replay cards were another cool idea. They're doing something. We've seen something similar in, the more recent Donruss products where they'll have, like, Kyle when he got his first win with Childress, or Ricky Stenhouse when he got his Daytona 500. How they'll have like a commemorative card for that. So that's still pretty cool. I'm glad that they keep that. Travis Pastrana, there's a name you might not have heard of in a while. He always had a crazy, wild paint scheme there in the Xfinity series. There's another great picture. Look at that. You got Denny Hamlin ripping down pit road in the back. Tire carrier hustling that tire. That's really cool. Now, I tell you what, that would be really something if you were able to go and figure out who was on the pit crew, at this particular time for Hendrick, and get all of these guys somehow to autograph it. That would be pretty cool. That would be quite a difficult accomplishment, but if you know of anyone who's done that, or anyone who's thought of that and maybe gotten close, let me know. Look at that. Michael Waltrip with a beard? Wow, guys, that's a random card. This would be another cool one to get autographed. Mikey with a beard. And I don't know if I've ever seen Michael Waltrip with a beard before. Another Dale, another Jeff, good story, and Paul Menard. So, anyways, are you guys going to watch all 3 races this weekend? I assume that, if you're tuning into this channel, you're probably a NASCAR fan. And I assume you'll probably be watching some, if not all, of the Coca-Cola 600. So let me know if that is indeed the case. Boy, I like this card. That's a good one. That's a nostalgic paint scheme for me, for sure. Love that. Look at that tire wobbling its way over to the wall. I love these ground crew cards. They're really cool. Danica locked in. She was on the IndyCar coverage. She probably will be again during at least the pre-race show. There's another Kyle Larson. Stack that one up. But yeah, how many races you guys gonna watch? I used to do all three. Make a whole day marathon out of it. I stopped watching Formula One or really following it all that closely in the years past. So I don't know if I'll watch. I probably should though, since it's the last time that you're gonna get the chance to do all three. So I probably should watch all three. But yeah, just let me know if you guys. How many are you gonna be watching? Of course, Kyle Larson doing the double. That's part of the reason why we got his patch autograph there in the middle. But, yeah, I'm curious to see how he ends up doing. And I hope that he has a decent finish. I hope that he can at least do all 1,100 miles of the races this weekend, unlike last year. That was an unfortunate scenario with the rain delaying the Indy 500 so that he couldn't race the Coke 600. So I'm hoping everything goes swimmingly and that we can see another driver do the double. It's cool that Kyle Larson's doing it. I would say he's a deserving driver of that opportunity. Although, to be fair, I would love to see any driver do it. Whether that be an Indy... There's Scott Speed. IndyCar crossover. If an IndyCar driver did the 500 and then somehow got a cup ride, that would be pretty cool. I would be rooting for them as well. It's something you don't see a lot. So whenever it happens, you really got to step up and appreciate it. So, is this another giving back? Yeah, so this is Greg Biffle, the Biffmeister there. Look at him. He's showing the phone to the dog. I guess he was participating in some sort of charity call-in there. There you go. GregBiffleFoundation.com. Yeah, good old Greg Biffle there. Another Carl Edwards and a replay. There you go. There's a cool shot. Carl Edwards, mid backflip there. Obviously his race-winning celebration. This one is Phoenix, March 3rd, 2013. Yeah, very cool. Back in the 99 car there with Roush before he moved on to Joe Gibbs and then eventually retired. He will also be in the booth here coming up this year. Him and Dale both. I'm glad to see Carl, giving back to, the sport that meant so much to him over the years and gave him a good career. I'm glad he's kind of back around. So not in the car, not in the paddock, but certainly up in the booth is good enough. So we're looking at a white flag pack here, everyone. So second to last pack. Here's our magenta one. So we got another Jimmy. Casey Kane looking frightfully focused with those blue eyes. My goodness. There you go. Travis Pastrana giving the old thumbs up, ready to go. That could just as easily be some sort of rally car or, Jim Connor car or something like that. But, obviously it's the Nationwide Series car. Clint Boyer just finished off his section of the broadcast booth this year. Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, and who's our magenta? Hey, Greg Biffle, the Biffmeister. There you go. All right, last pack here. Obviously, this being a retail product, you're not going to have a massive shot at an autograph. But maybe we can pull it off here. So there's another Justin Allgaier. There's Brian Vickers. Brendan Newberry. Oh, who's this one? Kurt Busch giving back. Okay, so this is the Kurt Busch Foundation? Yep, so I think that's the one he was running with his girlfriend or something, and, there was like some trouble there legally or something, if I recall. So, yeah, tough card there. The Biffmeister again, and Casey Kane closes us off here. So, happy Memorial Day to everyone out there. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll catch you next week. See you then.